All right, so Deputy, if you would unmute Mr. Robinson very quickly. All right, sir, please state your name for the record.
Dwight Jaheem Robinson Fikes.
All right, Mr. Robinson Fikes, we're about to start your bond hearing. This is the state of Georgia versus Dwight Jaheem Robinson Fikes, warrant charged in warrant number 2025 CW 55832, charged with aggravated assault. Representing the defendant is Attorney Kate Hayden. Representing the state is ADA Thomas. Attorney Hayden, this is your motion.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, we are requesting that a reasonable bond be set here. Mr. Robinson Fikes has lived in Georgia since he was 5 years old. He has
lived here
in Georgia since he was 5 years old. Yes, Your Honor. He has always lived with his mother, Khadijah Robinson, who has been very involved and very supportive of Dwight and myself at the beginning of this case. He's many involved family members here supporting him. I know that she is watching this live stream with other family members. If Your Honor does grant Mr. Robinson Fikes a bond, he would go back to live with her at 397 Rover Chase Drive.
Rover?
Yes, Your Honor.
As the Rover?
That's correct.
Okay. Chase Drive, okay.
Yes, and his mother does own that property. She's owned it for 3 years.
What's the city?
Jonesboro.
Jonesboro, okay.
Yes. The only other people who live there are Dwight's stepfather and his 4 adult siblings, the youngest of whom is 24. So there are no children in this household, Your Honor. So I don't believe Mr. Robinson Fikes poses any kind of flight risk whatsoever. Also, to that end, Your Honor, my firm was also representing him in a very serious personal injury accident case leading up to this incident. So he is still under medical treatment for that case, as well as for injuries that he sustained in this case when he was shot by officers. So his ability to move around, be a flight risk, is none. Your Honor, I also don't believe he poses any additional risk to the community or committing other felonies. He is unable to work because of his injury, as well as because of other developmental delays that he was born with. Like I said, he has lived with his mother his entire life, and that's what he would continue to do. The defense would have absolutely no objection to any conditions that Your Honor wishes to impose, including an ankle monitor. I don't believe there has been any allegation or any indication that Mr. Robinson Fikes has attempted to contact the alleged victim or anyone in this case. He has been very open and cooperative with me, as has his family. So, Your Honor, we'd ask that you set a reasonable bond.
All right, so I didn't hear the preliminary hearing, so I'm going to need some facts here. First of all, how old is he?
I believe 33, Your Honor. Dwight, if you could nod, that's 31.
31. And did he complete high school?
I believe he did, Your Honor.
Okay.
He was on an IEP throughout, but he did complete high school.
Any college?
Not that I am aware of.
Any trade school?
He's nodding his head yes, Your Honor, but I am not familiar with what trade school training he may have had.
Okay.
Or in technical school for landscaping design.
What did he say?
He said he went to technical school for landscape design.
Okay. All right. And so, Attorney Hayden, would you like to give me a brief summary of the facts, please?
Yes, Your Honor. So Mr. Robinson is accused of aggravated assault here. There was a dispute with a woman that he was not really dating, but they were starting to date, beginning a romantic type relationship, friendship sort of situation. They were traveling together back to her apartment to retrieve Mr. Robinson Fikes' belongings. I believe there was an argument that began in the car. So the alleged victim went up to her apartment, leaving Mr. Fikes behind in the parking lot type area. She went up to the apartment on the third floor and was on the balcony, and they were exchanging words. And Mr. Robinson Fikes is accused of shooting her as a result of that argument. She was injured, was taken to the hospital. And that's the basis for this charge, Your Honor. After that incident, police encountered Mr. Robinson Fikes nearby in the vicinity. They stated that he fled and they ended up shooting him in the back as he fled. And he was taken to the hospital immediately as well and was there for quite some time with serious injuries as well.
When did this incident occur?
Give me a moment. I have that date. Or if ADA Thomas has that date and can help me out
August
here.
5th, 2025, Your Honor.
Thank you.
August 6th?
5th.
5th.
Yes.
And what's the status of the victim right now?
She was hurt worse than he was, Your Honor, but I can get into that when I get to my portion.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. But she was really hurt.
And what's the extent of his injuries, Ms. Hayden, Attorney Hayden?
Your Honor, it's my understanding, I don't have like the medical records from him actually having been shot yet. However, he was grazed on the arm with a bullet as well as shot through the back. So entered his back, went out through his abdomen. I know his kidney was injured, as well as other internal injuries. When I first saw him, he still had staples from his sternum all the way down his abdomen, as well as another large bandage on his side. He has had to be transported from the jail to the hospital for emergency treatment while he has been there.
All right. And do you know, and if you need to go in a breakout room to find this out, do you know what is required, like daily? Is he on any sort of bags, or do you know what his treatment requires on a daily basis?
I would need to go into a breakout with him to confirm that. He has been on medications. I believe there are some medications that have been prescribed that he's not currently receiving. I'm also not aware of what updated recommendations, if any, were made the last time that he went to the hospital since his incarceration. So I would need to speak to him about that.
Okay. All right. So let's, is that all you have for me? We can do that toward the end.
No problem. Other than that, Your Honor, that's all I have for you. Thank you.
And you said that he would, if he got a bond, he would live with his mom, stepfather, and how many older kids?
There are 4 adult children, his siblings. And again, Your Honor, there are no children in the house.
Okay. All righty. Go ahead, ADA Thomas.
Thank you, Your Honor. The defense's summary of what happened is pretty much the most straightforward version of it all. This young man, as a result of the argument, I'm just going to supplement a little bit. As a result of his, I can't even say argument, because these two really weren't dating. He took exception to the way the relationship was ending. As she was trying to drop his book bag over the balcony, she's leaning over the balcony. He fires one shot at her. That round ripped through her abdomen. She ended up losing part of a lung. Her intestines had to be rerouted and several other things that
I'm trying to notate this. You said start over, that ripped something.
It ripped a part of her lung. It came through her abdomen, one bullet. But because of that angle, it went through her abdomen. She ended up losing part of her lung. Her intestines had to be rerouted, and several other things that I'm leaving off. But in any case, long story short, she was in the hospital for quite a while. She got out right before the 15th. Yeah, this hearing was on the 15th, so it was right before that, like last week sometime. She is continuing to have to go back because she still has several tubes in that have to be removed, cleaned, replaced, and what have you. She's very seriously injured, very possibly more seriously injured than he is, and this is going to affect her for the rest of her life. To this day, she does not know why he did this. She did not threaten him. She did not fire a weapon at him or anything. Now, after he shot her, police were called. He takes off running. The officer that testified on Monday indicated that when he responded to where she was to find out that she had been transported to the hospital, other officers had actually caught up with Mr. Robinson Fikes. Mr. Robinson Fikes, as far as they knew, had a weapon, and that weapon was found in his proximity after he was shot. In an attempt to stop him is when he got shot, and they were able to recover the weapon. So nobody came out good on that day. But what I will say is that my victim continues to be afraid of this young man. I can't say this enough, still does not know why he did this to her. And she is vehemently opposed to him getting any type of bond. If the court is considering a bond, one of the conditions that the state would be asking for is that he is to have absolutely no contact and stay away from her. And it is presumed that he would not be able to contact her, but as the court knows, people find creative ways to do stuff they should not do. So state would be asking for the court to grant no bond. But if the court is inclined to set a bond, I believe the defense mentioned an ankle monitor. That would be helpful. He would have no contact with her, absolutely none, either through himself or any family member.
All right. And so do you know how long they were together?
They weren't. They really weren't in a relation. I believe defense counsel pretty much summed it up. They were just beginning what could have been a relationship. She decided, and I believe it was based on behavior that had occurred earlier that evening, that this was not a relationship she wanted to pursue, to the point that she didn't even want to let him back up into the apartment. That's why she was trying to drop his backpack over the rail. And instead of him, his response to that was to shoot her.
I need to know his criminal history.
Your Honor, he only has 2 prior convictions, one for criminal trespass in 2014 and a disorderly conduct in 2018. Nothing to the level that one would think he would do this, but now we're here. Okay. And his reaction to this relationship not working out was extreme in the least. So again, state will renew its request that no bond be set in light of this.
All right. All right, so I do see, although they were null pros, I do see a lot of violent charges. They were eventually dismissed or downgraded.
Yes, ma'am.
I see a aggravated battery.
Yes, ma'am. You're there.
In 2017, it was later dismissed.
Yes, ma'am. And that happened at school.
And then 2018, I see a criminal trespass family violence and a battery family violence. Both of those 2 were dismissed. In 2024, I see a simple battery family violence. Looks like nothing has happened with that yet.
It appears to be still pending, Your Honor. For whatever reason, he has a lot of stuff that was dismissed or just has not been pursued. I don't understand why, but.
Hold on one moment for me. All righty. Do you know if he is living in the infirmary or if he's in regular housing?
The last that I heard, Your Honor, he's being housed in medical. Is that correct, Dwight? If you could nod if it is.
He's in the infirmary.
Thank you. So yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
All right, so let me. It's a balancing act here. I think my biggest issue is, of course, the safety of the victim, of course. And then I know that I understand that he was taken to the housing unit, so he's not in infirmary anymore, but I understand that he has been in and out of the hospital, back and forth from the jail to the hospital. He's only been there since August. Do you know if I did an ankle monitor, if that's very expensive. Ankle monitors are extremely expensive.
Yes, Your Honor. And like I said, he has a lot of family support here. I've spoken to his mother about that. I believe that they will be able to do that. Um, but I can speak to them about it further, should Your Honor grant that and require that as a part of the bond.
These are some egregious facts. I just the only reason I am even considering it, if it wasn't for his medical condition, it would have been an outright no. Um, because there's no reason why he should have allegedly shot this woman. Um, and again, I could see the progression in his criminal history. I'm just not prepared to release him right now, but what I am going to do, I'm going to place him back on my bond calendar for October 3rd. I'm not just going to deny it. During that time, um, I need the family to contact a ankle monitoring company, have all of that um, ready to be presented on
Okay.
October 3rd. Everything that is going to be in place, I would like a full presentation. It will be something, of course, with ankle monitoring is house arrest, but he needs, I need a plan of action for um, getting him some help.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so I mean, I know you said he had some sort of issues in the past. So I would want something laid out, a treatment plan, whether it's mental health, whether it's anger management, but I would want a complete um, blueprint from him, from you guys, as to if he gets out, what he is going to do.
Yes, Your Honor.
He needs to find, because an idle mind is a dangerous mind. I would want him to have some sort of online something, since he's stuck in the house. I don't know if there are programs, something convincing. And I know in jail it's hard to get the treatment that is necessary, because they have limitations on that and what they can even prescribe. So we're gonna revisit this. It's not an outright no, but we're gonna revisit this, but we're gonna have some serious conditions and we're gonna have it already in place.
Yes, Your Honor, understood. I will also bring more documentation of his medical needs, and I'll do my best to get more information about those cases that were dismissed. Because certainly they were dismissed.
I get that.
Yeah.
But when you see, repetitiously violent charges, even though they're getting dismissed, what happened? And also, I would like his mom to be on.
Yes, Your Honor. She has been actively texting me, so she is here and has been engaged. She's just not on the Zoom, but I can certainly accommodate that if you'd like to speak with her.
Yes, I would like to have her present.
Yes, ma'am.
So October 3rd is what we're going to do. I suggest Mr. Robinson, that you make sure that you're not getting into any trouble, because I'm gonna have a report. Not saying you can, but I am gonna check the jail records to see what your behavior is and has been in the back. All right? All right, that concludes. Any questions? ADA
No,
Thomas, you got all this down?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm
I'm
gonna
getting a
put y'all.
note from my advocate. If I can have 1 second, Your Honor, I'm getting a note.
Okay. Okay. So that is going to be. Hey, come on.
Your Honor, on October the 3rd, my victim may also be logged on to give her side of this.
Yes, that
if
would be
there's
great.
any.
That
Okay.
would be great. So we
Okay.
need the victim logged on. We need mother logged on. We need the information about the monitoring company, some sort of medical treatment plan, as well as some sort of services that have been put in place. And I do want to talk about all those charges that have been dismissed. All right.
Thank you,
Yes,
Your Honor.
Your Honor.
All
Thank
righty.
you for your
And
consideration.
thank you. Have a great weekend, Attorney Hayden.
You too, Your Honor. Thank you.
And ADA Thomas, that concludes the calendar for today.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. All right, y'all have a good one.
You too.